Well, Dame Jessica Ennis-Hill, you have been voted overwhelmingly, by the way, the greatest sportswoman in the history of the Sports Journalists Association. What is your reaction?
Utterly shocked, and absolutely honoured. Yeah, when I kind of don't know what to say. It's overwhelming to think that there's been so many incredible sportswomen over the years and achieved so much, and to have topped them all is yeah, so special, unbelievable, really. So very honoured.
Well, you can add that to the list of 4 times SJA Sportswoman of the Year. So this one tops the lot, really, doesn't it? But when people do look at your career, there is that one particular day that really stands out. And am I right in saying you sort of put your feet up and enjoyed it as a spectator during the summer, during lockdown? Of course, I'm talking about Super Saturday at the London Olympics.
Yeah, we did. It was really nice because obviously there was no nerves, there was no adrenaline and an expectation at that stage, and to enjoy what had already been done. Obviously I knew the outcome, I knew how it went, and it was just really enjoyable to watch those memories back.
What a heck of a contrast that must have been, because you were the face of the games, weren't you, in 2012, and pressure there was absolutely enormous on you to deliver.
It was, and it's still very, that kind of a raw emotion is still with me. It was just one of those moments where I felt absolutely ready. I felt strong. I felt injury free. I was in the shape of my life, and I was ready to start that event.
Well, you nailed it. You nailed everything else. You nailed the gold medal, and then you get married, and you have your little boy, Reggie, and then all of a sudden you say, do you know what? I'm not done with this. I'm going to come back.
He gave me that huge motivation to want to get back to training, get back on the track, and show to him and everyone else that I could be, the best athlete in the world again.
How has the pandemic affected you, and what about athletes in Sheffield and the area?
Having these moments where we kind of just slow everything down and we don't try and cram too much into our lives is actually a really important lesson that I've taken from it. But yeah, from a sporting perspective, I think, incredibly hard for the athletes who were firstly prepared and ready to go to an Olympics. You've got to get back into training. You've got to change your whole structure and routine of the year, really. You've got to adapt, and you've got to have a lot of trust in your coach and your setup that you can change things and put it in the right position for you going into the Olympics next year.
If you were voting for your top sportswoman, and indeed top sportsman of the last 70 years, who would you go for?
Oh, I was always massively inspired by Denise Lewis, and I think for me, she had such a knock-on effect onto my personal career. I saw what she achieved in Sydney and before then, and going into the heptathlon, she was a massive part of why I wanted to do the event and why I was inspired to continue with the heptathlon and go on and achieve what I did. So for me, Denise Lewis is someone that I just completely admire, and she had a massive role to play in my success as well.
Well, listen, you overwhelmingly been voted the greatest sportswoman by the SJA membership. Great to chat, and very well done indeed, Jess. Well done.
Oh, thank you so much. It's such an honour.